The international break is here and Arsenal are busy, as Mikel Arteta looks for a new solution. Today we'll find out the breaking news from Fabrizio Romano, break down Arsenal's new attacking midfield dilemma, find out what's the plan for Emile Smith-Rowe, and discuss the rumours regarding Aaron Ramsdale. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Pals14, welcome back to Boys channel. I hope you guys are doing sensational. The international break is here, but we have got a lot to break down. So as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and help your boy as we are trying to reach 200,000 subscribers. But starting off with the Arsenal international breakdown. The Premier League may be on pause, but the Arsenal players remain very busy. Starting off with all three Gabriels, Magalhaes, Martinelli and Jesus. It's been officially confirmed that Gabriel Jesus has been called up to the Brazil national team for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Bolivia and Peru, joining Gabriel Magalhaes and Gabriel Martinelli, after Man United's winger Antony was dropped with immediate effect. For Jesus, this is a fantastic opportunity to gain some confidence, score some goals. For South American players, playing for the country is a massive part, providing a feel-good factor. We also need to praise Gabriel Magalhaes. His first call-up to the Brazil squad from before the World Cup. According to ESPN Brazil, Gabriel Magalhaes is set to make his first Brazil start, and that will be his official debut for the senior team. And what a debut for Gabriel. A 7.5 rating, 3 out of 3 ground duels, a 95% passing accuracy, 1 big chance created and 2 accurate long balls. There's been a clear evolution in his mentality. Entering the peak of his powers, Gabriel is becoming more mature, less emotional on the pitch. But there's also another Arsenal player with an elite mentality. We are talking Eddie Nketiah, who has received his first ever call up to the England national team. Here he was arriving on first team duties, all smiles. Eddie says, "I've worked really hard. I had good moments last season when I came in and played and had a run. This season I've started 3 out of 4 games. I've been happy with my performances." Arsenal have a bit of a striker dilemma now. In Eddie Nketiah, Arsenal have an in-form striker. 2 goals in 4 games, Arsenal's joint top goal scorer. But then you can't forget about Gabriel Jesus. Think about that 3rd goal against Man United. The composure in the final third to send the low, to pass into the back of the net. The game against Everton is going to be telling. Who is going to be Mikel Arteta's starting number 9? In total, Arsenal have 16 players on international duties, from 3 Brazilians to 4 Englishmen: Martin, Odegaard, Raya, Zinchenko, Havertz and Trossard, Tomiyasu, Kolheim, Kiwior and Saliba. This is going to be a massive international break for a certain German. We are talking Kai Havertz, who's a part of the Germany squad, as Germany face France and Japan. He's been speaking about the importance of support of the fans, saying even in bad phases as a soccer player, you need backing and support to get out of it. The real question goes towards Mikel Arteta. Will he keep starting Havertz after the international break? So far things have not worked out. But in terms of the underlying numbers, here is a very good comparison of Granit Xhaka last season versus Kai Havertz this year. Surprisingly, Havertz's numbers aren't that bad. In fact, in most aspects he's overdone Granit Xhaka. But that does not tell the full story. Havertz has not been signed by Mikel Arteta to keep the ball simple. He's meant to be the goal threat. And even though he's got into positions, until he starts firing the ball into the back of the net, fans are always going to be doubtful. Let's not forget that in terms of Xhaka last year, 7 goals and 7 assists, the output was there. But now it falls to Mikel Arteta. How is he going to manage the player in this tough moment? And more importantly against Everton, what is he going to do? Especially when you've got the in-form Fabio Vieira. 2 assists in 2 games and not on international duties. Many fans believe now's the time to throw him into the starting 11. But Everton away is a physical test. One thing Havertz offers is dual winning ability, the highest so far of any Arsenal player, standing at 6'4" tall. Who is Mikel Arteta going to turn to? But then you have Arsenal's English revolution, with there being in total 11 Arsenal players that have been called up to England across all levels of the first team. From Ramsdale, Saka, Rice and Nketiah, to Patino, Brooknell and Coffey, Raul Waters and Lino Sosa, Kuzio Dubry, Ethan Wanyeri and Miles Skelly. There is a certain player not involved though. We are talking about Emile Smith-Rowe. With 0 minutes played so far this season, many people are asking the questions of what is happening with his future. Yes, injuries have been a problem, but for Smith-Rowe's last start for Arsenal, you have to go all the way back to May 2022. And his last goal was April in that year against Chelsea. Smith-Rowe is in desperate need of opportunities, but you also have to understand there are only a certain amount of areas available in the Arsenal team. When you've got the likes of Vieira and Trossard off the bench, Smith-Rowe has to find a way to stand out. On the right hand side we have the captain and Martin Odegaard, an area where I believe Smith-Rowe could thrive. But think about to yourself, if Arsenal are chasing a game, do you think Mikel Arteta is really taking off his captain? Long term though, I'm not too concerned. Arsenal have games coming thick and fast, the Champions League, the Carabao Cup and the Premier League. All Smith-Rowe needs is a bit of first team momentum, his first Arsenal goal back, and everything can change in a blink of an eye. You've then got a Premier League official announcement, as they confirm that Mikel Arteta is one of 5 managers selected for the August Manager of the Month award, up against Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, David Moyes and Ange Postecoglou. 3 wins out of 4 and still unbeaten. Here is Arsenal's expected points this season. Arsenal are joint second on 8, only 2 points behind Man City, just like they are in the real table. Without even being at their best, the numbers are still in Arsenal's favour. Have a look at the expected goals against. Arsenal have the second best defence in the league, once again only behind City. Despite of all the experiments and different formations, the Arsenal system has still found a way to win games of football, winning most of the games on XG. It shows that we are somewhat sustainable. The floor of Arsenal is so high, even at our worst level we can still dominate games. Think for example against Man United. Arsenal won the game with an XG, had higher possession, and most importantly collected all 3 points. Where fans are concerned, I'm a little bit excited. As we progress further into the season, Mikel Arteta will start to find a balance, and I trust Mikel Arteta that once he finds that, this Arsenal team has the potential to go back. Moving on to the latest done deals, and starting off with the Fabrizio Romano, here we go. Regarding the future of Arsenal youngster Marcelo Flores, Fabrizio Romano confirms that Marcelo Flores is leaving Arsenal and he is set to join Tigres in Mexico on a permanent deal. Here we go. Flores is set to travel for medical test and he will sign a 4-year contract. At 19 years of age and a Mexican international, where has it gone wrong for Marcelo Flores? This comes down to the quality of loans. Last year at Real Oviedo, Flores only made 13 appearances. With the way that Arsenal are progressing year by year, unless you are a standout youngster, a potential game changer, the opportunity is going to pass you by. But then you had the news regarding the future of Nicolas Pepe. As Fabrizio Romano said, Pepe was not convinced of Saudi approaches. The deal was not happening. His priority was Trabzonspor in Turkey. Negotiations to follow in order to reach an agreement. He is completely out of the Arsenal project, and they are prepared to give the green light. The window in Turkey was still open, the possibility was there, and Arsenal have found an agreement. As Fabrizio Romano confirms, Nicolas Pepe the Trabzonspor. Medical test on Friday morning. A short-term deal until June 2024. And here we go, confirmed. In terms of the fee, it is far from spectacular. According to reports in France, Arsenal will receive only £3 million for Nicolas Pepe. Here was Pepe on his way to Turkey. All smiles to complete a permanent transfer. 112 games, 27 goals and 21 assists. He was meant to be the Arsenal game changer. £72 million, a record club signing. There were some standout moments. The game against Man United, Mikel Arteta's first home victory. His assist for Aubameyang in the FA Cup semi-final. That goal against West Ham under Freddie Ljungberg. Pepe leaves with a Community Shield and an FA Cup. There is a reason behind why things didn't work out. It all comes down to player profile. Pepe is a player that thrived at Lille, playing transitional football on the counter-attack. When this guy is given space, he's able to make things happen. But Arsenal have a different way of playing. Holding teams into deep blocks, sustaining pressure. You need players that are technically secure in tight spaces. This may be controversial, but I don't think Pepe was an Arsenal flop. Look at the market of current wingers. Anthony, Jadon Sancho. Pepe was definitely a level above that. There is though an obvious concern now. In terms of right forwards, Arsenal only have Bukayo Saka. According to John Percy of The Telegraph, Arsenal made a late inquiry to Wolves for Pedro Neto during this summer's transfer window. Arsenal will sign a right winger going into the future, but this year I'm not as concerned. That is because we have Gabriel Jesus, someone who has shown, especially at Man City, he is able to play as a right winger at a very high level. Say for example this game against Liverpool back in 2022. Jesus on the right hand side scored a goal with an 8.0 overall rating. 30 touches, 12 passes, 1 key pass, 1 big chance created, 2 successful dribbles and 6 ground balls won. Jesus has that one thing that an Arsenal wide forward needs. He is an elite dribbler. Comfortable in tight spaces, with fantastic footballing IQ, with the amount of options that Arsenal have going down the middle. Eddie Nketiah, Kai Havertz and Leandro Trossard. If needs is must, Jesus gives you an option. But going into the future, the plan is obvious. Arsenal want to sign a big name centre forward. The name that stands out straight away is Brighton's Evan Ferguson. Only 18 years of age, he was on fire in his last game. 3 goals from an XG of 0.78, 2 successful dribbles and a 94% passing accuracy. You can see exactly why Arsenal have interest. Football is evolving once again. The emergence of Erling Haaland, United signing Rasmus Højlund, elite big man strikers are back in the game. That's where Arsenal see crazy potential. Ferguson is a fantastic finisher, with 4 goals in the league this year, from an XG of only 2.36. Arsenal are looking for their version of Erling Haaland, a one chance, one goal player. Arsenal will already be making moves behind the scenes. Think about how we signed Declan Rice. Negotiations from months before, convincing the player of the project, putting all the groundwork in place. Ferguson is going to be a man in crazy demand. The likes of Chelsea are obviously going to be there. And you can't forget about Brighton either. We've seen with the saga of Moses Caicedo, these guys will hold out for their money. Having signed Ferguson to a new contract earlier in the year, how much do you guys believe he will be worth in the current transfer market? Moving on to the other Arsenal news today. Arsenal youngster Charlie Patino has been at it once again, getting his third assist for Swansea in 4 games. 1 assist, 48 touches, 33 passes, 3 key passes, 2 accurate crosses, 3 accurate long balls, and 1 big chance created, 1 successful dribble, and 4 ground balls won. We are seeing a different side to Patino's game. His forward ability is definitely improving. Playing on the left-hand side of midfield, in the same exact area of one Granit Xhaka, there's a reason why Mikel Arteta convinced him to stay. Patino realises his first team quality. If he was to leave on a permanent transfer, there would be Premier League teams after him. But Arsenal have a different plan. With the current midfield market being so crazy, they are turning to their in-house talents, the likes of Evan Ferguson and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Here's an example of their quality. In the game for the Arsenal under-21s, Miles Lewis-Skelly collects the ball on his weaker left foot, but somehow finds a lovely pass behind to Evan Ferguson, who chips the goalkeeper first time. Still only 16 and 17 years of age. These are players ahead of their years. Now let's talk about the Arsenal captain. A fantastic goal against Man United, his 16th non-penalty goal since the start of last season. In that same time, not a single midfielder in the league has more non-penalty goals than Martin Odegaard. If you look closely, there is a common theme here. The goal against United arriving late into the box. You compare that to his first ever league goal against Tottenham. Same place and same time. The goal against Everton in 2021. Then the goal against Chelsea last season. Martin Odegaard has mastered the art of arriving into the box. It has taken his game to a new level. Never seen as a natural goal scorer, but that's where Odegaard is special. He's always willing to prove people wrong. As the Ballon d'Or confirmed, that Martin Odegaard has been nominated for the 2023 Ballon d'Or. You've also got the star boy Bukayo Saka, another Arsenal nominee. Bukayo Saka's evolution has been crazy. He's also been awarded the England Player of the Year for 2022-23. Winning the award for back-to-back years. In 10 England games, his 7 goals, 1 hat-trick, 3 assists and 2 Player of the Match awards. That means that at just 22 years of age, Saka is a 2-time England Player of the Year, a PFA Young Player of the Year, he's been a part of the PFA Team of the Year, and now a Ballon d'Or nominee as well. From left back to right winger, it's time that we accept the facts. Bukayo Saka should be considered world class. This year's Champions League will take his game to another level. He will soon enter the spaces of Vinicius Jr. You've also got Aaron Ramsdale, who the Ballon d'Or confirmed has been nominated for the 2023 Yashin Trophy, in the process of becoming the first ever Arsenal goalkeeper to be nominated for the award, against the likes of Andre Onana, Ederson and Emi Martinez. Another example of how far the Arsenal players have come. Saka and Ramsdale from young and proven players to Ballon d'Or nominees. There is still a little bit of a debate in the fan base. With the arrival of David Raya on the Arsenal bench, should Ramsdale still be Arsenal's guaranteed number 1? His performance against Man United was decent. There were some moments of shakiness, especially playing out of the back. Ramsdale certainly has a technical ability. Look at this clip for example. For a goalkeeper to control a ball like that so casually, Ramsdale has a technique, but to be a top goalkeeper you need to radiate calmness. It's one thing Ramsdale needs to improve upon. He needs to have the nerves of steel. Play out of the back even when things are difficult. Things may be about to change. According to Sammy Mokbel, Mikel Arteta is ready to give David Raya a run of games, as Aaron Ramsdale is under growing pressure. Arsenal have 2 top goalkeepers, and they both deserve opportunities. That Champions League game against PSV is going to be so important. Raya has not come to Arsenal to sit on the bench. Once he gets that first team opportunity, Ramsdale will have to reach a new level if he wants to keep his place in the first team. That is the video there and there though, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was all of your latest Arsenal news today, and even though there is the international break, if anything happens, your boy will be there to cover it, so stay tuned and I'll see you next time. Take care, in a bit.